We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. HOTspots magazine celebrates 40 years with a special PrideFête edition featuring an interview with Cyndi Lauper. Don't miss the features on Dine Out Lauderdale and Monster Jam.
J.D. Vance's stance shifted from supporting transgender rights to endorsing anti-trans legislation, causing a rift with a former friend.
Liberty Counsel files for brief supporting of Ken Davis. It now aims to overturn same-sex marriage rulings and extend religious freedom protections.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis rants on various issues following a federal court's injunction against his controversial Stop Woke Act.
Deadpool and Wolverine disappoint some LGBTQ fans with its excessive gay panic humor and misuse of queer representation.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ plus daily evening television news broadcasting live and then available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. We are proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight, certified by analytics company vidIQ, that we have had more than 9 million views thanks to you. It is Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ plus evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ plus news, you will see it and hear it. HOTspots magazine, Happening Out Television Network, is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ plus community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of the LGBTQ plus community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our community. We are part of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, HOTspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network.
In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ plus experience. Our television news and talk entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ plus and broader community.
That's right, William. And it's time to meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. Let's welcome Danielle Earle. Hi, Danielle. Danielle is the CEO of PL Entertainment, LLC, and Writers Guild of America East member. She's a Bronx native and award-winning filmmaker known for Brooklyn is in Love and Lover's Game. She's also producing and directing the upcoming documentary series, Mighty Voices, Trailblazers of LGBTQ Advocacy, which will be filmed in Florida. Earle is the recipient of the NJEA Equality Champion Award for her LGBTQ plus advocacy. And we are so happy to have Danielle with us today. Welcome, Miss Danielle. This is time 2 with us, right?
Yes, and I'm so happy to be here and just meet everybody. This is just a treat. I love it.
Yeah, so how has your life been since the last time you were at this table? How have you been liking South Florida?
I love it. Oh my God, the weather I'm going to miss when I go back to Jersey. So I'm like going into depression mode, but I love it here. I'm definitely coming back.
Okay, well, we look forward to you coming back and you filming your documentary here and all of that. It's going to be a lot of fun, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Next up, let's welcome Will Haas. Hello, William. How you doing? Hold on. Grr. Yes. Yeah. I love that so much. I love that. He serves as the president of the Bears of South Florida. They are the winner of Out South Florida's best social group in South Florida. Will is a seasoned bi-coastal real estate professional with experience in the Fort Lauderdale, Wilton, Manors, and Naples, Marco Island area. Will, the Bears of South Florida, is hosting Bears on the Water Taxi at Shooters Waterfront August 17th. And you've got a bunch of other events coming up too. Tell me what's happening.
Our Bears are involved. We're a nonprofit for 21 years. We have a water taxi ride, 150 guys in a water taxi, $50 cover charge, open bar and food, and lots of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a pool party coming up this Saturday. So we're a nonprofit, and all the money we raise, we give out to the LGBTQ nonprofits.
Oh, man, but hey, a bunch of bears on a water taxi and a
Yes.
bunch of booze. I'm there.
Bears and booze.
Whoa. Where can people get tickets, William?
We can go online to our website at bosfl.org.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Next up, let's welcome anchor Jonathan Casañas. He's a board member of FayWhat Miami. He's also one of the producers of Gay Ocho Festival, the largest Latin diversity and inclusion festival in the nation. And he's also got the best muscles on TV.
Oh, you're going to make me flex.
Show me.
You're going to make me flex. Oh, God. You made me do it. Thank you.
I'm here surrounded by two of my favorite bears in life. So I'm just telling you, this is awesome.
Oh, I'm glad you said the best two and not the three. We appreciate that so much. And Gay Ocho season is back. We're back this year. We had our first meeting. We're going to have our gala November 7th. So it feels really good to be back.
Lucky 7!
Lucky 7. It feels good to be back. But, of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She is that was a horrible FayWhat. She is a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of FayWhat show on Mondays at HOTspots happening out. Faye the Skivvy stripped down to the abs featuring Lauren Molina and Nick Kearley. It's coming to Hunters Wilton Manors on August 29th. What's up there? Tell me what's happening.
Yes, so join us for an unforgettable performance by the Skivvies stripped down to the abs Thursday, August 29th, 7 to 9 at Hunters Nightclub, Wilton Manors. The Skivvies features Lauren Molina and Nick Kearley. This dynamic duo of singer, actor, musicians is known for their unique, fun, stripped down arrangements of eclectic covers. Their performances are as visually striking as they are musically captivating, as the Skivvies literally strip down to their underwear to play instruments like the cello, the ukulele, the melodica. Let me just tell you that the New York Times said that Skivvies is, quote, a hot musical comedy duo specializing in unexpected arrangements, mashups, and of course, highly toned displays of skin, end quote. The Skivvy has also just announced that they will have some local talent joining them, okay? On stage is going to be joining Lauren and Nick, Jennifer McLean, Ralph Meltzer, Lisa Lowe, Amanda Lund, and Chris Logan. I cannot wait. Get your tickets today at harmonywaves.org. Brought to you by Skivvies, Hunters, Nightclub, and Harmony Waves. See you then. We are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Wednesday, July 31st, 2024. First this evening, let's queer up breaking news. Broward School Board votes 5-4 not to fire but suspend mother of transgender teen. The Broward School Board voted 5-4 to suspend Jessica Norton, a Monarch High employee, for 10 days instead of firing her. Norton allegedly allowed her transgender daughter to play girls' sports, violating the Fairness in Women's Sports Act. Norton expressed dismay, stating, quote, I don't think that the decision for any suspension was correct, end quote. Though 4 board members appeared ready to fire her, the board chose a lesser penalty, allowing Norton to return to a lateral job without access to school records. Queer News Tonight has been following this story from the beginning. You know, we have been following this story from the beginning because it's right down the street, right? In Coral, where is it? Coral Springs, Coral what?
Coconut Creek?
Coconut Creek, one of those C's, right? And you know, we have been talking about this story for the last couple of months. And literally, I think it was on Monday or even last week, I sat in this chair and I said to the lady, to the mom, listen, you got to get a civil suit, right? These people put your daughter in danger, right? And so like the more that I start reading into the story and what's happened throughout, you know, we'll unpack a little bit of that with the comments of the other anchors. You know, I didn't know that the mother worked in records at the school, right? So she had access to these records. So they kind of allude to the fact that she changed some documents to have her daughter appear on paper as a woman that she is. You know, and them using this paperwork to allow her to continue in school as a woman and also go on the volleyball team, which is, you know, against that law or whatever the hell that Ron DeSantis wants us to follow. You know, so here we are now, and I had been saying, like, why does she want to stay at this school? They put her daughter in danger. But she did something that is against the law. She falsified some documents, basically, you know? So as much as I want to be on her side saying you're a good parent, you had to do what you had to do to defend your daughter at all costs. I'm with you there, girl, 100%. You still did something that was against the law and was against your job.
Yeah, and I agree with you, because as I read the story, I was totally on her side, and I still technically am on her side. But as the story went on and I started reading more and I started watching some of the interviews, she claimed to have done nothing wrong. And so I was like, girl, of course you did nothing wrong. But then you go further into it and you start realizing, like, she's the one that put her daughter in danger. She's the one who lied, and she's putting this back on the board, which we'll talk a little bit more about how kind of irate the board was as well. I think they went a little further than they needed to in terms of kind of the punishment or the suggested punishment. But I was like on her side until she says she did nothing wrong. I think she needs to kind of take a little bit of accountability for it, because now she's receiving death threats. Apparently the daughter is no longer in school.
Yeah.
And so this was her doing, this was her allowing her child. And of course we want her child to play sports as she chooses, but she knew what the law was. She knew it before she put her child in sports, and then she kind of, went against the law. And so according to the law, you did wrong. So own up to it. And then maybe we can find another kind of resolution or solution for your daughter to go back into sports, or maybe another school, or do whatever it is that she needs to do to be happy.
Yeah. Well, DeSantis doesn't make it easy in the state of Florida. All right. William, do you think that her actions were just as a parent under the conditions that Florida's under right now?
Well, under the conditions, yes, but she had a responsibility to the school. She has an authority position, and she took advantage of it. That's not really fair to her. And what you did to her daughter is actually probably caused her more harm than helping her understand the person that she is and understand that everybody's in her favor.
Right.
But help protect her and show her how to be the right person and stand up for yourself.
I think she probably did something and then was like, oh shit, it worked. And then was like, okay, I'm gonna leave it alone.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not gonna mention anything again. And then my daughter got to live her authentic
Her
life.
truth.
You know?
But not being truthful, because now she's teaching her daughter how to play this game.
Okay, but don't we have to play that game too, though, John?
We do. But what's scary is if you watch the debate in the boardroom, they said there was a criminal act. They wanted to put her in jail.
Yeah.
They said this is further than just a parent, protecting their child. This is a criminal act because of what she did against the law. So now you're playing the game, but you're also playing with fire.
Yeah. I mean, suppose she went to jail. What are you going to do with her daughter?
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's not a really good role model you want for your child, no matter who you are.
Yeah, but that board, like you said, that board was after her, 5-4.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, Danielle, how does this wash over you? You are an educator, right?
Emotions.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know that Jersey, I'm from Jersey too, right? I'm from Jersey. I'm from Passaic, the armpit of the United States. But, I am a product of the public school system in Jersey, which ain't that bad in comparison to here, all right? So how does this wash over you?
I just feel, as a queer educator, so many emotions. A friend of mine, Chris Canella, he's a queer educator. He was on the sports team as the head coach. He was fired, this is in like the early mid 90s. And he always talks, about his story, especially the SOGI committee meetings. But it's sad. I'm thinking about the parent and like the desperate measures and like what led her to go to that point. Like, it could be just, the teen was being bullied, or maybe, something just escalated. But maybe even with the state law, it's causing a lot of, just for parents to go through this.
And it's causing a lot for the kids to go through this. And if you're a parent and your kid is saying, I want to kill myself because I'm not being welcomed and I don't feel seen, right? You're going to do whatever the hell you can to make sure that doesn't happen.
And so the mother went to the same school the daughter, or worked at the same school the daughter went to.
Yes.
And this happened to my niece and her mother. And I wonder, like, if there's any kind of laws or regulations of having, your workplace be your daughter's schooling as well, because obviously there's going to be a little bit of bias. Obviously you're going to be kind of involved in a kind of meticulous way.
Well, and especially if you're in records, like that was her job. She was administration kind kind of
And she changed the records. That's,
she must
supposedly,
have, she must have, allegedly.
Yes.
Right?
I mean, I want to see how this plays out. I am worried that she's not in school anymore. I'm glad she's not arrested. It's only a suspension, which is great. She can still provide for her daughter. But I am interested in knowing like what the future holds now, because this transpired. Because now they're gonna have to go back and say, well, this was able to happen. She changed the record, so now we have to have some sort of a law or some way to protect the records to not be altered.
Yeah.
And then also, furthermore, find a way where trans children are not going to be in sports they don't technically belong in.
Yeah.
It's going to ruin it for everyone, basically.
It's going to ruin it for everything. And it's ruined her last year of high school. I mean, I think she was in 11th grade. Don't quote me on that, folks at home. But still, everybody remembers high school. 11th grade is when you start, planning on graduating, right? Junior prom and homecoming and all that wonderful stuff that, like, you pulled her out of at that time. Like, yeah, she's probably going to homeschool now, but ugh, my heart feels for her.
Yeah.
It just feels for her. And now your mom's on the news and your mom almost lost her job.
Exactly.
I mean, that's a lot, little girl. You're going through a lot, and we're sending good energies your way. We hope this pans out in everybody's favor. I know your mom did what she had to do, or what she felt she had to. Unfortunately, it's fraud. Yeah. I know.
It speaks. It does.
It's
speak.
truth. I hate
That's
to speak
true.
the truth. It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
you know, we're with you, Miss Norton. We're with you. Still fraud. All right. Next. Don't mind me, folks. I had too much coffee today, okay? Next, let's queer up HOTspots magazine. HOTspots magazine's new issue out on August 1st with a special PrideFête edition. HOTspots is celebrating 40 years with the new issue on stands Thursday. The magazine is part of HOTspots Happening Out, the largest nonprofit LGBTQ plus media group in America. The upcoming issue is a special PrideFête edition with a feature by Jameer Baptiste that you must not miss. He's a hottie. He has a lot of interesting things to tell you about the Caribbean Carnival of Florida. You will read every detail about the signature event on South Florida's LGBTQ calendar. In HOTspots Hotties by Scott Holland, he talks to handsome and single Rashad Barrow. Photos are taken by well-known artist Dennis Dean. He's a hottie. The magazine has also covered every single detail of the upcoming Monster Jam. It is called one of the most unscripted and unforgettable motorsports experiences, and you will learn why it really is so LGBTQ friendly. The event is at Amaranth Bank Arena on August 10th through the 11th. Don't miss the feature on Cyndi Lauper by Chris Azzopardi. Lauper has witnessed over 40 years of her shining career. She talks to Azzopardi about her life, future, and the recently released film, Let the Canaries Sing. The new issue has also covered everything you need to know about Visit Lauderdale's Dine Out Lauderdale restaurant months from August 1st through September 30th. It's a favorite time of year for South Florida LGBTQ plus community. Leo Harley is back with Mind Over Matter for the Hot Bodies feature. Give it a read to find out the best tips for living a healthy life. And, of course, you can read the popular features like Hot Eats by Maria Espinal and Out with Scott and What's Hot by Scott Holland. Try and solve the hot puzzle by Joel Kim. Booster to test your queer general knowledge. There is so much for hot August nights. Just grab your free copy of HOTspots magazine on Thursday, August 1st, for you, or you might miss all the fun that comes with it. I'm all about this issue, all right? We're going to talk about PrideFête later, but that's going to be an incredible Caribbean festival that you definitely don't want to miss. Cyndi Lauper, like I just saw the documentary, so I'm all about reading the interview with her and find out, you know, this woman's been interviewed a million times at this point. You know, she has been part of our LGBTQ plus fiber for almost 4 decades at this point. Like, what else can you ask Cyndi Lauper that hasn't been asked, right? So like I'm totally interested about that. And and also Fort Lauderdale with their dining experience all through summer. The economy for a lot of us isn't the best. We don't have all that extra money to be spending on going out and dining. And for the summer months, you get these incredible deals on wonderful restaurants in Fort Lauderdale, and you get to find out all about that in HOTspots this week. What do you boys think? What do you kids think?
What about all the hot guys with the photos we just saw?
Oh, is that where you were listening the whole time?
And
While
the
I
food,
was
and the
reading,
food.
Will is there.
I must have missed it too.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's an awesome issue when it encompasses everything that we've got going on, and we've got so much going on down here. And I've heard people say like, "Oh, the summer is a slow month." Really?
Well, it's not. It's technically our slow season, but it's fun, to have HOTspots kind of let us know what's popping, because sometimes you're not abreast, right? You're not receiving emails of what's happening. You're not receiving discounts. You don't remember that this kind of it was called something else. This dine-in program where they had it in Miami, and for $30 you get like a 3-course meal and stuff, and you didn't know about it. So if you blinked, the month of August would go. And so I love that HOTspots kind of still shines a light on some of these opportunities, like some of the Broadway theater stuff that we get to see here.
Yeah.
And so it's great. HOTspots I can't believe it's 40 years old. Like, it's older than me, which is crazy because I'm 28 years old.
Yeah.
But
was that your favorite bedtime story as a kid? Page 1, hot hump.
I am literally as old as HOTspots magazine. It's absolutely insane that they started like when I was born. It's absolutely crazy to me. And they continue to do beautiful things. I can't wait to get featured again. Wink, wink.
Oh,
HOTspots.
that.
Come back. Have your people call my people.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's awesome.
Muscle month or muscle bear month
Yeah.
or Latino month or I mean you could be a part of all of that.
All of them.
Caribbean month. You could have been a part of that too.
I could've.
Cuba's in the Caribbean.
I
You know what
could've,
I mean? You totally
Technically.
You know, how do you feel, Danielle, about being in a place? I mean, Jersey's got so much going on too, but like down here, like it's just, you know, it's 24/7, 365 all year round.
I feel like Florida does it better, you know, in terms of like,
Yay!
you know, the weather is so good. Everybody goes out in Jersey because it gets cold. Nobody wants to go out anymore that much. So, you know, I'm definitely going to order, you know, HOTspots magazine. I'm going to like see if there's a subscription for me for Jersey, but I think it's awesome. And I love the events out here. More people have to come out from
I know, it's just too hot these days, but at least we have some things we could do indoors.
Yeah, right?
And the amount of culture we have is unbelievable. You know, when I
Yes.
first moved there, people say there's no culture. I'm like, well, look what we have to offer.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. It's
Yeah.
very true.
Yeah. So look out for that. And, you know, go dine at some great spots. Dine Lauderdale is going to be fantastic. That's just a wonderful event. And it's going to be
Seriously.
for all summer. So make it happen.
Yeah, take advantage of those really expensive restaurants. Now you can have a discount. All right, next, let's queer up politics, shall we? J.D. Vance's transformation. Once an ally, now backing anti-trans legislation. J.D. Vance has undergone a significant transformation in recent years, altering his views on racism, Donald Trump, and transgender rights. According to Sophia Nelson, a former classmate and close friend, Vance's earlier positions were notably different. At one point, Vance supported Nelson's transition and expressed criticism of the candidate he now supports. Messages between Nelson and Vance shared with the New York Times illustrates his shift from supporting Nelson's identity to backing anti-transgender legislation. A 2016 exchange includes Vance apologizing to Nelson for misidentifying her as a lesbian in his book, Hillbilly Elegy. Nelson, who met Vance at Yale, recalled that he had once been supportive of their transition. They shared a memory of Vance bringing them home-baked treats as a recovery gift shortly after their top surgery. Messages also show that Vance attended San Francisco Pride in 2015. Vance and Nelson's friendship ended in 2021 after Vance supported a bill in Arizona banning gender-affirming care for youth. When Nelson questioned him about it, Vance responded, quote, "I think the trans thing with kids is so unstudied that it amounts to a form of experimentation." When Nelson pointed out the robust medical consensus showing how this care saves lives, Vance dismissed them. Perhaps most disturbing was his comments to his friend about Donald Trump, including one from 2015 that reads, quote, "If he would just tone down the racism, I would literally be his biggest supporter." A day later, another quote, "I'm obviously outraged at Trump's rhetoric, and I worry most of all about how welcome Muslim citizens feel in their own country," end quote. Other messages called the former president a, quote, "disaster," with one stating, quote, "He's just a bad man." Now, it's funny because a lot of Republicans do this. You know, Trump does this where they kind of they clone themselves or they mold themselves to the party. And it seems like, recently on Fox News and such, I hear them kind of they say the Republican Party is a party of values, and I think J.D. Vance kind of took it too far by trying to create a family with a couch. And so now he's a liability. So now they're saying he's a liability to them. And I don't even think Trump wants him on his team, on his side as a VP anymore, because it seems like all these weird comments are coming out of his mouth at these kind of conventions. And so I don't know. I think it's going to be a problem for him in the near future. These quotes are going to be spread like wildfire. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, but you can see how Republicans yet again try to just cater to their
just mold themselves.
Yeah.
Like, become a follower,
Yeah.
basically. This guy went to Pride. And he went to like the #1 Pride, San Francisco Pride.
The one.
He didn't go to like, he didn't go to some little ass borough or something Pride. He went to a big ass Pride, right? The man knows what's right and what's wrong. That's what gets me. That's what all these quotes tell me, right? To the point where he apologized to his friend for naming her a lesbian and not a trans woman in the book. That was done on purpose. Mm-hmm. For sure. He definitely wasn't ready to mention that he had a trans friend, and that's how that went, Yes, keep him away from all the couches, though.
I heard the couch is now called a love seat.
It's his love seat.
My God, I'm just surprised that Trump hasn't done. Trump didn't do more research beforehand. I mean, again, Trump can say or do anything he says or does, and the followers still are, cognitive dissonance, and they just still follow.
Well, this came even after. I mean, I think he made a statement saying you should be taxed more if you don't have children.
Oh my God!
Because you don't have a stake in the future.
Yes, childless cat lady. That's me. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I mean, and more of that shit's gonna come out, John. And again, have you seen that meme where it's something about Trump deciding who his vice president is? So he just basically takes off the P and the E for Pence and adds JD, right? Because he's like, he didn't want to change all the signs, right? That's why. And I see kind of that right now, because it's like, you didn't do your homework. You didn't know that he was at Pride. You didn't know he has trans friends. Like, I'm just surprised that, knowing how Trump is, right? Trump saying, I love you, Christians. You don't have to vote soon, and I am not a Christian, but I love you, and you don't have to vote if I'm elected. None of these things make anybody wonder if he's fit to be president. But they want to follow him more.
But it also says a lot. He also wants a vice president that he can manhandle, and and that will listen to what he says, and is just going to do his biddings. I think that's just what it is. I mean, he seems like a weak vice president, like a weak candidate, and I think that was on purpose.
Like everybody else, he might get fired too, like Trump fires everybody else.
Also that.
Yeah.
Like 75%
But you're
of his
right.
cabinet. Yeah.
But you're right. He's got 4 months. He's got less than 100 days, right? He can still fire and go, I made a mistake. Let me erase that. Who else can sign up that has the NCE
What
at
rhymes
the end
with
of their name,
Vance?
please?
Yeah, what rhymes with Vance?
Just saying.
Next, let's queer up social justice. Liberty Counsel pushes for overturn the marriage equality in Kim Davis case. Liberty Counsel, a far-right legal group, has filed a brief on behalf of Kim Davis. Davis is the former Rowan, Kentucky clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. Davis was jailed in 2015 for contempt of court and argued that issuing such license violations her Christian beliefs. Liberty Counsel founder and chairman Matt Staver stated Kim Davis deserves justice in this case since she was entitled to a religious accommodation for issuing marriage licenses under her name and authority. In 2022, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas had signaled that the overturning of abortion rights could also pave the way for challenging marriage equality. Liberty's counsel brief refers to and argues Oberfellow was wrong when it was decided, and it's wrong today because it was based entirely on a legal fiction of substantive due to process. They seek to overturn the jury verdict and the 2015 Supreme Court decision, aiming to extend religious freedom protections across the nation. Earlier this year, Davis was ordered to pay $206,104 in legal fees and expenses to the attorneys representing one of the same-sex couples she discriminated against. She is currently appealing this decision. This is really sad. We're going back to this. And if she couldn't do her job, then she should, like the mom that, couldn't do her job, she should step aside and give somebody else that position. We're all suffering because of this, and we've gone so far, and now we're taking steps backwards. And, we can't have people like Trump and JD in office.
Yeah. I can't believe we're still talking to this lady. I can't believe her 15 minutes of fame have gone from 2015 to 2024, right? And I'm sorry if you caught me looking at my phone, but I was looking for an updated picture of this woman, and there is none, all right? They still use that same ass picture from when she got arrested, and that's all there is. And that makes me think that she hasn't gotten any prettier. So, I just, how? Okay, you want some justice? How about that money that you were asked to pay? Have you started paying that? Maybe when you pay that off, then we'll think about getting you that justice, and then by then we'll all.
I mean, I think they're doing this on purpose. Obviously, she doesn't have to pay, and I don't think she's ever going to pay.
She's not.
I mean, she's on the salary of a circuit court or government employee. Obviously I don't think they expect her to pay it. I think it is a genius move on their part, to be honest. I never thought, when I told my parents a long time ago when they were going to, think about voting for Trump, to think about Roe v. Wade and how it's going to affect marriage equality. And since then, we've all had the same, thought process. But since then, we've been validated in that thought process. But what's crazy is I didn't know how we were going to get there.
Yeah.
This is how they get there. It just takes one state to overturn that, and then all the other red states are going to follow suit. It's that easy. It's going to happen once you kind of put it at the state level. It's that easy for us to not be recognized as a gay couple, as
Dude,
a
I didn't even
married
look
couple.
at it that
Lose our
way,
rights,
John.
yeah.
I can't be single again. You don't understand what a hoe
It's
I was.
hard out here, bro.
Listen, I was a hoe. I didn't get to work. I didn't have friends. Like, it was bad when I was single. And it was funny because, like, when I told my wife that, I was like, listen, our marriage could be overturned. She goes, but we would still be together. I'm like, nope, no paper, no face. I'm done.
Yeah. What? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure how far they'll take it. I don't know if they will
No. I mean, people say that people would be grandfathered in and all that, but I mean,
Right.
why? Like, again, we're humans. None of that should happen. We should be allowed to marry who we want to marry, and that's that.
Yeah, but this the common factor here that continues to kind of sweep our nation is this hatred through this religious curtain, right? They keep like saying that they should not be, like, even doctors, they can deny you service if it goes against their religion. It's crazy that that my life isn't fit for you, and therefore I have to suffer on, it's crazy to me. And this is something that I think people need to like confront, is this religious factor and this curtain that they can kind of work under. Because I can't say, oh, I'm gay, I can't touch you, fuck that. Like they can say, I'm Catholic, that goes against my religion.
It's discrimination backed by religion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah, that separation of church and state doesn't really exist anymore in our world. John, what's next?
Well, let's queer up South Florida and Florida, shall we? Let's get more into it. DeSantis Stop Woke Act is stopped. Failed Republican presidential candidate and Florida Governor Ron DeSantis delivered a lengthy 7-minute tirade yesterday, addressing topics like the woke mind virus, gender-affirming healthcare, the Olympics opening ceremony, crime statistics, and student protests. Critics said his unscripted rant reminded them of a page right out of Donald Trump's playbook. It came in response to a federal court's recent decision to impose a permanent injunction on his Stop Woke Act. The law enacted by DeSantis in 2022 banned mandatory diversity and inclusion training, including racial and LGBTQ topics. Last Friday, Chief U.S. District Judge Mark Walker issued a permanent injunction against it, labeling the law as, quote, positively dystopian and in violation of free speech. Walker's initial block came in August 2022 after various businesses, including a Florida-based Ben & Jerry's franchise and workplace diversity firm, filed a lawsuit against the act. They argued that the law infringed on their ability to discuss critical societal issues. The 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals upheld Walker's decision in March, stating that the law penalized specific viewpoints, which they deemed as significant First Amendment violation. DeSantis had vowed to appeal the ruling to the U.S. Supreme Court. His rant included attacks on the drag queen and fashion runway moment in the Olympics opening ceremonies, and repeating Elon Musk's comments about the death of his son to woke mind virus.
We have every right as a state to provide protections for employees and businesses to say if they are doing woke training, which is basically discriminating against folks on the basis of race, you have right to opt out of that. It's not a question of what the company can say. They can say whatever they want. But you have a right to not have to self-flagellate. You have a right to not have to sit there and listen to that nonsense. And so we were right on that. We're also right in being able to say that the woke agenda is not consistent with what we want in education standards at our taxpayer-funded universities.
Now, this guy is absolutely insane to me. I've worked for huge corporations, where it's necessary to have these kind of conversations, because I should know whether I am, handling something incorrectly, if I make fun of someone's hair, or if I grab someone inappropriately, or if I don't know how to handle a trans person. Like, these are things that they train you on so that you can maneuver your professional life, correctly in a manner that's okay for everyone to live comfortably and be successful. If not, we're just going to we're literally fist fight in the hallways or in the offices if we don't teach each other how to speak to each other and how to manage our managers, how to manage upward. If our manager is speaking to us in a way that is not coherent or is not that violates my rights, I should be able to say that or run to an HR to express that. These trainings help you with those types of topics. So if we remove that, corporations are just going to shut down because no one's going to want to work for you, bro.
Well, and it's crazy how these big organizations are removing their DEI, like whole groups, right? University of Florida, okay, completely removed the whole DEI. Okay. And they're not the only one who's doing that. And just like John said, I mean, people being trained on what not to do and what to do. Let's think about women in the office, right? Sexual harassment was at the top of the bill.
Yeah.
Something that women always had to deal with, right? And men would say, oh, we're just playing, or it's just an innuendo. It didn't mean anything, right?
Yeah.
But it hurt the woman, and men didn't know that. This training facilitates you understanding that people are different.
Yeah.
People need to be addressed different. There's got to be some kind of respect. This is your coworker, not your friend. All these things come
Sure.
into play when you get these trainings, and they're so important.
And you can take these trainings home and you can explain them, if you have children, this isn't right and this is the reason why.
Yeah.
Instead of,
Yeah.
it helps, perpetuate, being freedom and just being okay to everybody. Everybody is okay to be who you are. And
Yeah.
Not everybody should just live together.
Yeah, just
I can't wait for DeSantis to be done. Danielle, you were gonna say?
Yeah, it's just like in education, especially parents and teachers, they need to be educated. Especially for for the LGBTQ community, especially for people of colors, students, and especially what DeSantis is doing right now in Florida. It's so bizarre. And I even talked to a lot of people, especially political leaders in New Jersey. I'm like, you guys have to go out, you got to vote, you got to definitely organize, because easily everything could be just like what's happening right now in Florida.
Yeah.
And it could be it doesn't have to be LGBTQ plus focused.
No.
It's the simplest of things of
No.
retaliatory misconduct where
Yes.
if you
You were
don't
in
like
HR.
me,
Yes.
if you don't like me, then I'm not going to get promoted. Or if I turn you down, if you ask me out for a beer and I say no, and I'm up for a promotion, I don't get it because I didn't give you what you wanted.
Yeah.
So there are things that you have to be trained for to know how to manage those scenarios so that you can prosper in these kind of in situations. So it doesn't have to be DEI or LGBTQ plus oriented. It's the simplest of lifestyles.
It sounds like human rights to me, to be completely honest. How about the rest
Yes.
of his rant? Where do we go from there? The opening ceremonies? Oh my God, that was not the Last Supper.
Okay,
You idiot.
so we all got mixed that up though. Did you mix that up too though? Because
No.
when I saw the picture online, I was like, oh shit, that's a lot.
Okay, but weren't you raised like Catholic, Christian,
Yes,
or whatever? That's
yes.
why you saw that. You understand? For someone that is in the middle, right, and wasn't raised Catholic like that, I saw drag queens at a fashion show, right?
Yeah.
At a really cool long table. That's what I saw.
But I was raised Italian Catholic. I did not see it at all.
Okay.
I saw a great show.
Yeah, but
yes.
you know how I saw it, right? They did a split screen with the Last Supper and then, the drag queen pictures under. But it wasn't. It was more Greek mythology or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Dionysus or something.
Yes.
Something like that. I honestly was like, ooh, that's the Last Supper, bro.
Okay.
But also,
Not that I have a problem with
you missed the whole thing though. The show was a diversity.
Yeah.
The whole fashion show just wasn't like skinny size zero models looking gorgeous. It was a diversity of people coming together, and that's what it really was supposed to be for.
Yeah.
We missed.
Well, I got that
out.
afterwards. I got to be honest. I didn't watch that part of it. I just saw, and that's how rumors get started. You just get a snippet on social media, and you're like, boom, you can create a rumor or an opinion on it, and it's
that's
over.
that.
And I tell someone's gonna be like, ew, and then they go online, and based on what I told them, you know what I mean? It just spreads. It's horrible.
Totally does. I want to give a big shout out to Bonnie Butch. I want to say that's her name, and she was the DJ at the opening ceremonies for the Olympics, and she's gotten a lot of backlash and death threats and all that for being a part of a monumental opening ceremony. There was never an opening ceremony like that.
Word.
The inclusivity was incredible, and then you got Gaga, and then you got Celine. What? What? Anyway, okay.
Celine did
DeSantis, just shut up. Just shut up. Next, let's queer up entertainment. Queer fans disappointed with Deadpool and Wolverine? What? The long-awaited film Deadpool and Wolverine has hit cinemas, starring Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman as the titular characters. Despite high anticipation, the movie has not lived up to the expectations of some queer fans. The film's marketing campaign, which some felt portrayed Deadpool and Wolverine as a couple in a parody, left LGBTQ plus fans frustrated. One critic noted that the movie is rife with an insane amount of gay panic humor, leading one viewer to label it, quote, one of Marvel's most conservative exploitative films, end quote. The film has been criticized for the use of sexuality as a punchline, with one ex-user describing it as shockingly bad. From the CGI blood to the frat boy gay jokes, end quote. Deadpool and Wolverine are not heterosexual in the comic book origin lore. However, with Deadpool being pansexual and Wolverine having a gay alternate universe version, they are seen as symbols of queer representation. Yet, the film's approach to these aspects has left fans disheartened. Deadpool and Wolverine also features non-binary star Emma Corrin as the villain Cassandra Nova.
I told you, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome anywhere. Now get the fuck out of my bar.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Look, lady, I'm not interested.
All right, well, I'm sort of on the tick-tick, so upsy daisy. Here we go. Oh, whiskey dick of the claws. It's quite common in Wolverines over 40.
You don't want this.
Unless you want to take a deep breath through your fucking forehead, I suggest you reconsider. I'm about to lose everything that I've ever cared about.
Not my fucking problem.
Is that what you said when your world went to shit?
Come again.
This Wolverine let down his entire world.
Want to talk about what's haunting you, or should we wait for a third act flashback?
Go fuck yourself.
I don't know anything about saving worlds, but you do.
Trust me, kid, I'm no hero.
You were an X-Man. You were the X-Man. I am soaking wet right now.
Boys are so silly.
This is what I'm talking about. Big slow motion action sequence. Who knows if you live or die? Let's fucking go.
Let's fucking go.
Want to do some cocaine?
Hey, cocaine is the one thing that Feige said is off limits.
What about Bolivian marching powder?
They know all the slang terms. They have a list.
Even snowboarding?
Even disco dust.
White girl interrupted?
Even force bump.
Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes! But I can't.
Listen, $545 million, all right, over the weekend is what Wolverine and Deadpool garnered, and I think it's worth every penny. I'm sorry, like, I'm a huge Wolverine fan, and I didn't know how exactly this was gonna go down with Deadpool, right? Because Deadpool is sarcastic, right? He's pansexual, he's all over the place, but I loved it. So I have to disagree with these LGBTQ plus viewers. I enjoyed my time there. You know, there were so many good parts. Like, I love the old music. I mean, come on, you're playing Madonna, you're dancing to NSYNC. I mean, hello, right? It was super gory. I loved all the F-bombs. You guys know I love me some F-bombs. And I love that the breaking the fourth wall. That's what I do on my show all the time. I love to talk to the viewers. I want the viewers to be part of the movie. And that's what they did. They had us as part of the cast there.
Yeah.
You know, it was just, I love how they mentioned real regular people. Like, they mentioned real celebrities now. You know, the funny thing is that people are getting mad about how gory or how they talk or the jokes, but that's kind of how comic books are written, right? And this is based on a comic book. So I just, I enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it. What do you kids think?
Well, I went to go see it with the Bears of South Florida and the South Florida PrideFête, and we rented it out of a movie theater. You know, 200 gay men laughing at every single joke, and all the music, like you said, we were dancing away, and I don't see why people didn't find it funny. I mean, it was just amusing. It was a blast.
Yeah.
And you know, in the gay innuendos, you know, you got to go with it. You got to have a sense of humor.
Right. And you, for some reason, Ryan Reynolds, like, we allow him to be that way, right? Like he's funny, he's slapstick, and we enjoy it, you know? I mean, his character's pansexual, and he does a great job of alluding to that.
He embraced his character totally.
Yes.
I was horny the whole time. I fucking loved it. I loved the sexual innuendos. I love like the queerness of it. I'd say it was super gay. People say it was pansexual. I saw it more gay than anything else. He was totally after Wolverine. He had a moment where he was asking him to look him in the eye while they were doing him, and then Wolverine's clothes blew off, and he kind of like snuck a quick like peek. They're showing it now. It was look at that body, dude.
Hello.
Like I went with 6 other bears. And we were all, you know, kind of giggling like little schoolgirls. I didn't have any problem with it. They went to Madonna actually to ask her for the rights of the prayer. And what, you know, it can't get any gayer than Madonna, like giving them the rights. And the rumor is they added a ponytail to Lady Deadpool, in kind of like homage to Madonna, because she's famous for that ponytail in the music video. So she asked for one change. They don't know what that change is. I think it was the ponytail. I'm not too sure. Those are the rumors in the rumor mill, but I think it was the gayest thing ever, and I'm here for it. So I don't know what anybody's like complaining about. I think it was super queer representation. They were paying homage to our community, and I loved it, bro.
And the dog was amazing.
The dog was the cutest, ugliest dog I've ever seen.
Dog.
Yes.
That was still so
and
cute.
I love me a pug, so I know about ugly dogs. But
You know, and I think their chemistry also made this. Like if you saw them touring, right? Because you saw these mofos, they toured the freaking galaxy.
They did.
Talking about this movie, and you can tell that their friendship was like genuine, or you know, I don't know if they were friends before the movie or however that worked, but like you could just tell that on screen they were having a good time, right? And we know that Hugh Jackman just had a divorce or is in the middle of a divorce or something like that. He went through a breakup a couple months ago, and he's been known to be like a little depressed, a little down. This is probably exactly what he needed. I mean, this wasn't filmed yesterday or anything like that, but just to be part of something like this is probably what he needed, you know? Ryan Reynolds is like, he seems like that kind of friend that you call when you're in a sad mood.
Yeah. Well, they've been after each other for years and years. Like they have this relationship online where they poke at each other, you know, they make fun of each other. They have they'll create, I'm talking about like, they'll probably spend thousands of dollars on some sort of production to make fun of each other on social media.
Wow.
And so they had this ongoing relationship, and it was finally like shown on screen, which was amazing to see. It was like finally came to fruition in a really exotic way.
Yeah, and when I asked Danielle, I'm like, Danielle, did you see the movie? She goes, no, but I know all my students did. Every last one of them went and spent their lunch money on that.
You know, but I think that, you know, the chemistry between the two, you know, characters and the actors, you know, playing that role, I think that brings people to go to the movies and everything. So I'm all for it.
Wait, how old are your students?
They're like in high school, so it's like, you know, 15,
okay.
16, yeah.
I'll let a high school student watch it, because it's a lot. It's a lot.
So isn't it rated R or X or something? What is it rated? Isn't it?
Yeah, it's rated R.
I mean, come on, the drugs. The drugs are hysterical. That bag of cocaine was free.
I think you can only throw so many F-bombs before it goes into another rating. So I think they were like one F-bomb short of going into
Yeah, that was a lot of. In the trailer, that was 2 minutes. I counted 16 F-bombs. So
did you really?
No, I didn't.
Oh,
I can only count to 10.
No, I think
but
I never passed that limit.
There was a lot of F-bombs in that. There was.
I loved it.
Well, go watch it. Okay, go watch Wolverine and Deadpool and make it the blockbuster of the summer. As a nonprofit LGBTQ plus media organization, we would like to thank our viewers for supporting our mission to tell the stories of the queer community. We would also like to thank the generous support of Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ plus community's most popular pizza in South Florida. Lick it, Jay.
I want a piece.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza, Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
Next, we are part of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up sports. Irish rugby stars test anti-sex beds in TikTok. The Irish Olympic rugby team recently joined the trend of testing the anti-sex cardboard bed in the Olympic Village. After Tom Daley's playful demonstration of the bed, rugby players McNulty and Jordan Conroy showcased the bed's sturdiness in a TikTok video. The athletes, sporting short shorts, jumped on a bed and then on each other, confirming its stability. We are loving rugby even more now.
Supposedly, the structure of this bed will collapse if there's more than one person on it. So 1, 2, 1.5. Think it's all good.
Yeah, it's sturdy, and I wish I was in between those two men right now.
I'm loving rugby.
William's comment is, I love rugby. That's it. My comment, my big ass and my wife's big ass on that would be flat cardboard in a second. We could not get into, like, you know, our grooviness that we do when we start role playing.
Oh, it's that hard?
There would be no way. But it looks like it's like a cardboard, like it's like.
Yeah, cardboard stilts.
Cardboard stilts.
I like Irish rugby better than American football now.
Do you?
Yeah.
But like people who play rugby don't have teeth. But you don't care about
That's
that.
okay.
Okay, good. All right, just want to make sure. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. PrideFête, celebrating LGBTQ Caribbean culture in Wilton Manors on August 10th. Hosted by HOTspots Events and Pride Fort Lauderdale, PrideFête returns for its 3rd year, offering a vibrant celebration of Caribbean music, art, and culture. The event is taking place on August 10th at the Richardson Historical Park and Nature Preserve in Wilton Manors. It promises to be a lively gathering with over 1,000 participants. PrideFête serves as a safe haven for the LGBTQ plus community. Attendees can enjoy the festival's colorful atmosphere for a general admission ticket of $7 if bought online until August 9th, or $10 at the gate. For a premium experience, the VIP package includes hors d'oeuvres, indoor air-conditioned spaces, and 5 drink tickets for $55. Pre-sale online or $75 at the door. PrideFête is South Florida's largest diversity pride celebration. For more information, visit pridefête.lgbt. PrideFête, I mean, you know, this is the 3rd year. I didn't go to the first one. I went last year and it was so much fun. And the food was incredible. Okay, yeah, obviously I'm a little biased, right? Because I'm half Puerto Rican. But like the Caribbean food is just freaking delicious. The outfits are just incredible, right? The costumes, the dancing, the shows, you know, everything is just a lot of fun, and it's for a menial price. Now, I will say that VIP package is super, super special, because if you've ever been to Richardson Park in August, it could be a little hot, right? You know, anywhere in South Florida, it's hot. But those air-conditioned spaces and the bathrooms, girl, right? It's worth it. Get the VIP and you'll be thanking me later. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because of the AC. Get the VIP. It's good for the AC. I'm going to go for the food. I went the first year. It was phenomenal. The costumes are great. But as a fat boy myself, I'm going for the food.
And I know, Will, you're going to be there just because boys are there.
Yep.
And that's it.
Hi, guys. I'm there. Hi, guys. I'm there.
And William is there. That's all he needs. Will, what's next?
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up politics. Doug Emhoff missed the big news because he was having fun with his gay friends. Doug Emhoff, husband of Vice President Kamala Harris, shared a funny story for Black, gay, and queer men for Harris. He recounted how he learned Biden dropped out of the race. He was leaving Harris as leading Democratic candidate. Emhoff was having coffee with his gay friends after a Soul Cycle class in West Hollywood when he received the news. Naturally, VP Harris was also trying to get in touch with the same time. However, Doug Emhoff was so absorbed in spending time with his gay besties that he left his phone in the car. Doug, we invited you to Jabba Joe's here in Wilton Manors. You're most certainly welcome, with or without your wife.
With your wife. I say with your wife.
Yeah, I'm done with.
Listen, I love Kamala already, right? But I'm loving Doug now, okay? And I'm not even questioning his sexuality. I love the fact that he was at Soul Cycle, bitch, and that he was at WeHo, bitch, and he was having fucking lunch with his gay besties.
That's
all right?
amazing. Yeah.
I love that. That's inclusivity, all right? And it's like your wife is trying to call you, hey, baby, I might have a new job. And you left the phone in the car. Because your gay boy got you drunk probably in WeHo. Because that's what we do, you know.
I've used that excuse many times. The phone was in the car.
I was going to say, so have I. And I got in trouble for it. So I'm glad he doesn't get in trouble for it. Oh, man. All right. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up sports. Rugby stars swap shorts after Olympic match. The LGBTQ community cheers sportsmanship. The Summer Olympics are a global spectacle, drawing over 11,000 athletes from 206 countries to compete and share cultures. In a memorable moment yesterday, U.S. rugby forward Steve Thomason and Argentina winger Rodrigo Isgro swapped shorts after Argentina's 19-0 victory over the U.S. The gesture at midfield highlighted one important thing. We're all winners. Rugby inherently is a sport of aggression and kind of sex and camaraderie, emphasizing the physical and emotional bonds formed on the field. It's something any gay sports fan would love to witness, and we did. Congratulations to both of you, but to us all. I was I'm very upset that I missed this moment. I did catch it online, and I'm glad I got to do so. Luckily, I have a DVR, so I'm going to go back and watch that tonight with my husband.
Did you see those beautiful butts?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, I didn't even notice that they exchanged shorts because I was too busy looking at their asses and their tighty whities.
Now I have a reason to get 88-cent big screen TV.
So you'll see it on
No,
that.
look at Steve, though. Steve is
Look at that.
killing
Look
it.
at that thigh. Look at that thigh.
Yeah.
I laid that far down.
Look at that. And then my second thought was like, you're nasty, dirty shorts. I don't want that. But then I was like, no, I might want them.
No.
But you know, as a kid, my mom always said, make sure you wear clean underwear before you leave the house. This is the reason why.
Well, he was prepared to do that with anyone. I'm glad he picked Isgro, but Jesus Christ, that tattoo, whoever his tattoo artist is that had to tattoo in that upper thigh there is a very lucky person.
I don't think it's real.
Stars and Stripes.
You don't think it's real?
I don't think it's real. I think it's one of those, like, you know, painted on things that he just wants to look like he's like, yay. Right? Like, is that
You think he painted it himself or someone had?
No, I think it's one of those sticky things. Like you stick on and then you could take it off. I mean, you know.
Big tattoos.
And that's probably why he lost, unfortunately. Damn, sorry, dude. That really.
Well,
again, Argentina's also amazing at when they play. So.
I think he won.
Mm-hmm.
We all won.
Yes.
I think we all won, like you said. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up sports. Lots of sports today. Gay British diver Tom Daley and Noah Williams won silver at Paris 2024. Tom Daley and Noah Williams secured a silver medal in the synchronized diving 10-meter platform at the Paris 2024 Olympics. The duo scored behind China and ahead of Canada. This marks Daley's 5th Olympic medal following his successes at London 2012, Rio 2016, and Tokyo 2020. For Williams, it's his first Olympic medal. Daley's husband, Dustin Lance Black, was also present to cheer them. When Tom Daley won a medal, the gays won too. And you know what I love? That what Tom Daley gave his synchronized swimming partner, a penis cover, one that he knitted. I couldn't say what he calls it. He calls it.
Girl. Yeah.
He calls it that, but wasn't that cute?
I thought you were going to say he gave him an STD. I was like,
yeah, me too.
Oh, he gave
where are we going with this story?
him a cover for his pee-pee. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, I have covers for my PB too because sometimes you don't want people to see like your VPL, and so you have to have some sort of cover. And the thing is. The thing is also, it helps you look a little bigger when you're in the pool and things tend to shrink. It gives a little bit of a bulge. Just a little food for thought there for everyone.
Okay.
I love all these hot men stories tonight.
I know.
So I'm glad to hear it.
Oh, sorry, lesbians.
No, I'm okay. You know I only watch gay boy sex. You know. But I love Tom Daley, and I love him and his husband, Dustin Lance Black. He's like an Oscar-winning screenwriter or something. Like, he's also got his own stuff. But I just love when he comes and supports his husband. It's this 5th medal that he's won, and he brings the kids to see, you know, and just to see him win and then go over to his beautiful family and give them a kiss and just represent us and just get happy about winning that medal means everything. It's just a beautiful sight.
That is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only LGBTQ plus evening news show. It's our community. It's important to you. Share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of HOTspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat? And on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the incredible anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Danielle Earle, Jonathan Casañas, and Will Haas. Let's all do that. 1, 2, 3.
Bay and the Bears.
And Danielle. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. And to our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.